Hey everyone, Mr. Pyro here. So, this griefing video here was a bit interesting. I was on one of my favourite servers that I play on, which is just PvP, and this guy came on and started advertising his server. This sort of shit happens all the time. But I took note of the IP, and what I normally do is at some point go scout them out, see if it's griefable. And 99% of the time, it's not. But, so I joined the server here, and it was, the spawn was completely griefable, wasn't protected at all, and this guy who was on, who was the guy who advertised it on the other server, started asking if I wanted to apply for Modo Admin. I sort of thought, can't really be bothered, it's sort of no point, I'm not going to get anywhere, and a lot of the time I've seen server owners do this as a way to weed out people who want to grief. They'll give them admin for a second, see if they grief, and then ban them. But then I actually got kicked from the server because I didn't apply, so I thought, screw it, I'm just going to do a shitty mod application here and see where it gets me. So then shortly after that, the guy who came on decided to leave the server for a second to go and advertise somewhere else, so I decided to turn CNuker on and CNuker the spawn, and that's where we go here.
It's too random, specific, extremely low frequency.
Specific frequency affects the way we behave.
While I was actually doing this, RRcollings, or whatever the guy's name is, he joined back and saw the spawner being griefed and was like, who griefed? And there was only one other guy on the server, which is quite funny because this particular guy I used to troll on just PvP all the time, and now I kind of talk to him a bit. But yeah, he was the only other guy on the server, so I was just like, such and such griefed. And then this person ended up actually getting banned despite the fact that they'd not broken a single block. I don't even think they'd spoken in chat. So that was pretty funny there. And then while he was busy banning him, I was still CNukering everything. If he'd like me to roll everything back, because I actually know how to use Corporate quite well. And the funny thing with that though is none of the permissions were set up for anything, so I had to end up getting op in order to roll myself back from my own grief that I did on the spawn.
One specific frequency affects the way we behave.
joined a couple of days later after I'd rolled back the spawn and all that, and the owner, like the actual owner of the server, was full on raging at people, and after just running around not doing much for a while, he started yelling out in chat, "Ask Violator, how are you head admin and mod?" And I went on to explain how I got it, and then he was like, "Oh no, that's a load of bullshit," and a whole bunch of other shit. So anyway, I put it up in D-Man. Unfortunately, the recording of all of this, for some reason, I cannot find on my computer. So either I forgot to trigger like my game recorder, or something happened to the recording, or I don't know. My recorder saved it in some other strange spot, but I cannot find it. Minecraft does log all chats, and I haven't actually looked yet, but I should be able to find the actual chat in question just from looking through Minecraft chat logs. But that's if I can find it. But anyway, so after this, the owner was raging at other people and yelling over broadcast and all that. So basically, to me, this just says that the owner, 1, has anger issues, 2, is a fucking retard, and 3, should probably get off the computer for a while. So I decided, okay, well, there's not much more I can do right now, so I decided to come back about a day later. So I came back about a day later, and lo and behold, the spawn is still completely griefable. Why this owner is this retarded, I do not know. But the spawn is still completely griefable, so I thought, well, I should get some supplies together. There's plentiful amounts of diamond blocks at spawn, and I found some iron ore just randomly placed near spawn, so I didn't even have to x-ray. So I decided to gather some tools, jump back on one of my other accounts, and tore the entire spawn down. I didn't get rid of that, all the glowstone or anything like that, but I tore down all the built structures on it. I couldn't change what the spawn point was, but if you try and have a spawn point that is set in air, you'll automatically spawn on top of the next solid block, like below you. So I just dug the glowstone down a little bit, and I'd found the actual owner's head from like where they had all their staff board and that. And so I put this here with a couple of signs to say how much of a retard the owner was and my YouTube channel. And lo and behold, when I tried to join like the next day, I was banned for this reason. Yeah, I've joined back on a different account now, which is kind of funny because that RRcollings guy, he was the guy who originally came on Just PvP and advertised. And I left a sign at spawn with my YouTube channel on it, right? And what's kind of funny is those YouTube channels, it's Mr. Pyro Griefing, and I'm on the account now as Mr. Pyronuts. So I'm just not going to say anything in chat. But it seems they built themselves a new spawn. It also seems that they've actually protected it, unlike being retarded before and not protecting spawn. I mean, what the fuck? You know, spawn is like one of the few things you really should protect. A bit later on, I was going to go on a different server, and then I noticed that the owner was back on, so I decided to join and kept slinging off about stuff in chat because someone had said that they'd been muted or something for no reason. So anyway, I started slinging off about how I got demoted for no reason, and to which I promptly got muted for. So then I joined on another account and complained that I got muted for no reason. And anyway, it continued with me getting banned after I bumped a couple of the spam macros in Realist. So then I joined back on Napalm, which is one of the accounts I used to grief, and after talking for a little bit they changed my name to Dick, and then they decided to go on about how they were going to DDoS me. And the thing I always find funny about this is griefing a Minecraft server is not illegal, it's not an offence, it's a block video game for fuck's sake. However, as soon as you start saying that you're going to threaten to DDoS someone, you've actually committed a crime. And that's why one of the reasons why a lot of servers have it as a bannable offence. But I always find it funny when server owners go on about how they're going to DDoS me. So anyway, I've sped up this little bit of chat here, but it's kind of funny. And then the funny thing was he kept going on about how I couldn't change my IP. So, Jonrc, in the event you're actually watching this video, this is how easy it is for me to change my IP. So your bullshit banning my IP doesn't do anything. I literally log into my router, hit disconnect and reconnect, and I have a dynamic IP for my ISP, and so I just get a new IP every time. Continue to troll on a bunch of old accounts. After that, the server went down for about 2 to 3 days. Well, it was either down or I just never noticed that it was back up. But then today, I actually noticed that the server was back up. So I tried to join it on Ask Why Later again, and lo and behold, that account was still banned. Didn't expect it not to be. But then I swapped to Xenon, because Xenon's the only client that I've got for 1.7.10 that's alt manager actually works and all that. So I swapped to Xenon, jumped on a different account, and it was set to a whitelist. So as far as I'm concerned, that means I won. As soon as the server admin whitelists the server because they can't be bothered dealing with me and my alt accounts or whatever, that means I won. So, Jonrc, RRcollings, and all the other admins, learn how to run a fucking server, and don't go giving out staff to people after advertising on other servers, and then taking it back from them. It's not the way to run a server. So, to my viewers, please go pay a server visit. Of course, I don't know how long it's going to stay whitelisted for, but keep trying, and if you ever get in, just give them hell. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and that's Mr. Pyro signing off. Go fuck yourself, Jonrc.